Hey everyone, welcome to Brick Productions, and today we're going to be taking a look at all of these Star Wars creations that were on display at BrickFair Virginia 2019. Now, I may not be able to get all of these Star Wars creations that were on display into this video because there are just so many in so many different places. So forgive me if I do forget a Star Wars Mach, or if it was your Star Wars Mach that was on display and I skipped it. I do apologize, but I just didn't see it or I couldn't find it, so yeah. So first off, we're going to be starting at the Empire Lug display showing off Solid Brick Studios' Battle of Crate Mach. Now this is created by David, or again, Solid Brick Studios. I'm sure you guys have seen this Mach before, as it's arguably one of the most iconic Star Wars Machs right now in the community. Now this Mach does depict the scene from The Last Jedi, where the First Order are trying to wipe out the remaining Resistance forces that are currently hiding from them, where they were just defeated in a space battle. Now this Mach has so many different details and references to the movie. As you can see down here, you have the kind of tunnels that are based off from Battlefront 2. You've got the trenches that look like they're inspired from not only the movie, but maybe even World War I. You've got the nice mountains, and you even have this cool little detail that was unnecessary with the micro starfighters in the back. And you've got the hangar back here with the cool infrastructure of the build. Next up, you have the Empire Lug Calling All Units collaboration section. This area is dedicated to all the Calling All Units mocks. So the first one is created by Blaine's World. This is a big auditorium with a big stormtrooper formation. Next is Graham Builds. This is cool because this is like depicting a abandoned warehouse where they kind of find like a bomb hidden inside of it. It's really cool stuff there. Over here, you've got a mock called Derailed, and this is basically where the main character is chasing after the bad guy main character to apprehend him. And then over here is a massive Calling All Units mock that really represents Coruscant the way it should be. Probably one of the best Coruscant mocks I have ever seen, but it has two of the big buildings from what you would see in Coruscant, and you've got all the different scenes and stuff like that. So really cool stuff here by all of the builders in the collaboration. Next, you have this mosaic built by Noah or H2 Brick, it's representing a stormtrooper. And then up next is just a bunch of different Star Wars builds of different scenes and stuff. I mean, there's so many just stuff here. I mean, you've got, stuff from the Rebels TV show. You got some Clone Wars scenes. Really cool stuff there. Next is some stuff from Graham Builds, some small little vignettes and all that with some really awesome details. And both of them look like they're both based off from the Clone Wars and maybe some from the books. This is a Bad Batch Starfighter created by Lee or Brick Builder Studios. Really cool stuff there. Next is a Octu Mach created by Adora Lego Studios or Aiden. This is the scene at the end of The Force Awakens. Then you've got a little iconic New Hope scene created again by Adora Lego Studios. It's cool stuff there with the lightsaber duel. Next is a mock called Lost Shipments. Now, I think this is based off of the Clone Wars. It might be actually a fictional scene, but this is created by Garrett or BrickFair, and this is kind of depicting some of the clones getting some of their shipment that they lost. Next is a build created by Alec Thompson or Shore Trooper Studios. You've got a Starkiller base battle scene here, and then you've got a Vandor campsite from the Solo movie. Next up, for you Stranger Things fans, there's a Stranger Things sign, really cool stuff there. And then you got a little Marvel mock over here with the little in-game battle at the end. And then up next is a really cool Christophsis mock. Just some awesome details in here. You don't really see Christophsis that often, so I have tons of respect for this mock and for the builder. This is created by Loose Bricks. You got some nice detailed tiles in the floor with that kind of hexagonal look. You've got the buildings, and you've got kind of just the general landscape on the sides with kind of the crystals and all that. So a really good portrayal of Christophsis. Next is a Sul Asura Sub Refinery created by Nick or Radical Bricks. This one is a awesome mock because of just the floor detail and the wall detail, and also really the story that it's, telling here. It's, an Imperial facility. You can kind of see some rebels in there that aren't supposed to be in there. It looks like they're infiltrating this facility, trying to find out information or something like that. So this is an awesome build. Moving on, we have a Lord of the Rings build, actually, created by Blaine's World. This is a interesting build. The Stronghold in Mordor. Some cool little details and interesting parts usage. You can see a hairpiece used as a flag over there. This is a outpost in the Shire. Now, this is definitely based from the Lord of the Rings books and not the movies, so a lot of respect for that, for getting a MOC based off of the books. This is my MOC. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't really want to take away from all the other builds. If you want to find out more about it, you can check out the separate video on my channel, but it is a Jedi Fallen Order MOC from the upcoming game. Next is a World War II build of the Dunkirk Evacuation. Now, again, this is my MOC, so again, I'm not going to talk too much about it. If you want to find out more about it, you can check out the separate video on my channel. So yeah, moving on, we have a custom AT hauler created by Trevor Novak. This is a really cool build. I have a lot of respect for this one, as there's just so many details, and to me it looks pretty to scale, actually, with the nice AT hauler. You've got the swoop bikes that belong to Infus Nest. Those are also custom, and then you have also Malak Speeder. These are all solo builds, by the way, so really cool stuff there. I really appreciated these builds a lot at the convention. They were just really cool to look at. So yeah, moving on is, again, another World War II build. Now, I believe this is a scene created or based off of Band of Brothers. This is created by Hunter or Lego Boy 12. I think this is depicting the scene from the Operation Market Garden episode. You World War II people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's from that episode. It looks very, very similar to that scene, so I don't doubt that I'm wrong in that one, just because of all the different tanks and stuff like that. And you also have all the cool down buildings. Next up is a Vietnam War build. Yes, a Vietnam War build. This one is created by Jay the Doctor. Now, this looks like it is in the Da Nang section of the war, kind of that region of that war. Now, those of you that are in Vietnam, you guys call this the American War. I'm American, and people in America call it the Vietnam War. I absolutely love this MOC. You've got the beach landing, you've got the details, you've got the little hut in the back. It really captures Vietnam really, really well. Next up is a World War II build. Now, this MOC is just called Denmark, so I would assume that this is probably depicting the Germans fighting the Danish resistance during World War II. This is a really cool MOC, though. I mean, if you look at the details in the white snow, you can see the tire treads in the snow. It's just an awesome effect. I really appreciated that MOC looking at it at the convention. Next up is a MOC called Search and Rescue. Now, this one is created by the one and only the Brick Wiz. He's using some of his Anaxis clones. Next up is a LAAT Republic Gunship. This is also created by the Brick Wiz. And again, this is something else that I believe is from his Anaxis MOC. I think he just wanted to make a scene that was created from his, based from his Anaxis stuff. Because why not? He's got the resources, so yeah. Next up is a MOC created by Jack or Hydrave. Now, this had no MOC card, so I don't really know what this MOC was depicting, but maybe Geonosis, I'm not sure. But this is really cool. I mean, I love the freeform, the little platform that's added into it. You guys may see a familiar face right here from my channel. This is the ATDT that was on Mimban. Yeah, it's by Jack Stuff because he bought it for $20. Next up, again, is a MOC with no MOC card, but this was created by Jack or Hydrave. Now, I think this is a City Gates, like this is kind of pretty much showing City Gates, maybe Naboo. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to look on his account to see exactly what this is because I'm extremely curious now. But this is really cool with the freeform and the overall building design. Next is a ATTE created by the Brick Wiz. And you can see that there's some parts off of it because he wanted to show the diagnosis in the inside, but really I'm going to tell you guys, let's spill the beans now, that his ATTE broke apart, and this was kind of an excuse for him to kind of leave the parts out because he was too lazy to put it back together. Next up is a Kessler Run Falcon, again created by the Brick Wiz. Now, this is from his giant Kessel MOC that you can find over at his YouTube channel. Believe me, guys, it is a awesome MOC. I saw it in person at BrickFair, North Carolina. Next up is a very interesting MOC that you wouldn't really typically find at a Star Wars display. This is a candle. Yes, a candle. Giant candle that is pretty much replicated from the real life one that you can see at the bottom of your screen. This is really cool, though. I actually really like looking at this MOC. I mean, you don't see a candle that often at a convention. Next is Docking Bay 94. Now, we saw this MOC twice now, and this is the third time. We saw this at BrickFair North Carolina and Brick World Chicago, but it's still really cool to look at. because of the curvature of the structure. Also, there's been an add-on created by Ethan or Catalyst Bricks. This is a collab together, and it's kind of showing that Mos Eisley City outside of it, so it really just add-ons to the overall scene. So that'll do it for the Empire Leg display. We are now at the Rebel Leg display, and we're looking at a MOC created by JetBricks. This is a scene created from the Jedi Fallen Order game that will be coming out very, very soon, but you can see is the bunker and kind of that piping from the, I think it's a Kashyyyk like refinery or something. And then over here you can see some Lord of the Rings builds and some solo builds and all that. And then down here is really interesting. This is actually how to train your dragon MOC. Yeah, you don't see that typically often at really any LEGO convention, how to train your dragon MOC. Next is a Overwatch Mach. You're probably going to see a lot more of these because LEGO's, of course, done the Overwatch line, but it's still very unique. I have never played Overwatch, so I don't know what this is really depicting, so those of you that have played Overwatch, you know what this is from. Next is a Death Trooper helmet created by LEGO Spencer. Really cool parts usage here to kind of give off that helmet dome curvature. Just a really cool way to make a Star Wars helmet, and this is very unique because you don't really see that often. Over here is some guns from popular video games, so down here you can see the Rat King hand cannon from Destiny 2, you can see the M1 Garand, which is also a historical weapon not only from games, but you typically see those in your Battlefield or Call of Duty games. And then down here is an M1014 shotgun from the iconic Rainbow Six Siege game. Over here is 3 MOCs from the Star Wars The Old Republic video game that came out a while back, but this is the Avon Hawk, and the next to it is the BT-7 Thunderclap. So really cool. This is created by CRCT Productions. And then right next to it is a Return to Caravan MOC, again from the Old Republic, so some cool figure placement and parts usage there. Next up is an Imperial Facility. Now, I think this is based off from Battlefront 2 because there's some Inferno Squad characters on it, so a lot of gaming references and stuff there. Next, moving on to the independent displayers that weren't with the group, is the Mon Calamari Star Cruiser, and behind that is a ISD Aggressor class. Next is another Vandor MOC from the Solo movie. Now, this one's really cool because it actually has a moving train on it that kind of depicts that scene from where they're fighting on the train to get that one boxcar. And yeah, I know the train guys are going to like this MOC because it's both Star Wars and a train in it, so that's really cool. Next is just some more iconic scenes from Star Wars. So, I mean, there's a Geonosis over there. You've got this one, which I think is a Kashyyyk. But you can see over here there's a ATTE, and you've got the cool wall with the kind of mountain off to the side. You've got a artillery gun in the back. And then over here you've got a AT-RT vignette. You got a Mustafar over there. I mean, there's just so many different scenes. Next up is this really awesome detailed MOC with the lights in it. This is an Imperial raid on Smugglers. That's what the MOC is called. So I don't really know like the story behind this one, but I don't know if they're raiding a ship or a base or something, but it's just really cool with details. I love hallway scenes like this. So this was just an awesome MOC, really. And I love Imperials, so yeah, it took the cake for me. Over here is an Imperial Bunker, and I think this is on Felucia. And this has got some really awesome parts usage and expensive parts, really. A lot of olive green and just kind of your iconic parts. Next is a scene from Rogue One. Now, this is where the Rogue One crew are escaping the clutches from the Death Star, where the debris from Jedha is coming up, and it almost looks like it's about to eat them. There's some more iconic Star Wars scenes over here, like some more from Rogue One. This one's a really cool MOC because it's got like all these different trails, and the clones are fighting the battle droids and stuff like that. So this one was really cool. It kind of reminds me of a MOC I created back in the day. Kind of took me back to the old days. So this was like just really OG. Over here is just multiple different scenes. I mean, I can't really explain all of these in just one go because there's just so many different scenes. Over here is a big indoor. You can see the Imperial platform over there with the bunker. You've got the Ewok village. You got some vehicles in there. So really cool battle. Now, it's not a Star Wars video without a Kashyyyk. So here is a Kashyyyk. You got the wall over there with the kind of droid gunships coming in, swooping in. Kind of looks like a scene out of like Vietnam or something. You've got this beach over here with kind of the docks. You've got the Wookiees just jumping off of it, going to town on the B1 battle droids. So this was really fun. This is a really fun MOC. Just awesome. You got the turbo tank over here with all the clones. You got just a big battle going on. You got an Umbara Mach over here. This is where the 501st are fighting the 212th, if you remember that scene. And then over here you have a giant Imperial Star Destroyer, along with just multiple other ships like a TIE Fighter over there, both small and large. One of them with the sand blue color, and then one of them with just your normal color. Now the sand blue one took some inspiration from the old TIE Fighter sets from the 2000s with kind of that blue trim around it. Over here is a bunch of different scenes contrasting from just multiple different scenes from both the movies and the TV shows. You can see there's a Clone Wars scene down here from the Hidden Enemy episode. If we move on, there's just so many more scenes. I mean, tons of Clone Wars. There's a lot of Clone Wars stuff over there. Some movie stuff, but mainly what I saw was Clone Wars. You got this guy camping out up under an X-Wing, so that's cool. You got some other cool stuff here. You got the scene from Revenge of the Sith where Bail Organa kind of figures out what's going on with the clones, what happened to the Order 66, and them killing the younglings, unfortunately. Over here is a Cloud City. This is actually showing off all of the different scenes, different shots from the Cloud City segment from The Empire Strikes Back. So this was just awesome. I mean, this was an awesome build. Over here, you got this iconic scene from A New Hope where they find Leia's message from R2-D2. And then this over here is really unique. This is a scene from the Plagueis book, actually. So this is a scene from the book, from a Star Wars book. So again, I have a lot of respect for stuff that are from the books because those are kind of more of your unknown stories. Over here is an ARC 170 Starfighter. Really cool in terms of size and also the parts usage. Really well done here with that ARC 170. And the ARC 170 is one of my favorite Starfighters, so I definitely approve of this one. You've got a down Star Destroyer over here with depicting that, not really scene, but that landscape from Jakku. Over here you got a Y-Wing. Now this one is very interesting because it's got the red markings and it's got kind of like that that writing on the side. Definitely looks like one of your like World War II bombers or something like that. Moving on, we're at the Charm City lug display now. This one was probably the biggest display at the convention. But this is a UCS Ghost from the Rebels TV show. Now, I believe this one was created by Iceberg Bricks. This was awesome. This was such a cool ship. I really think this is probably my favorite ship there. It's just massive in size. I think there's an interior in it. Just really cool because you don't really see that like Rebel stuff that often at these conventions. You got some Game of Thrones stuff there, like the Night King on his dragon. You've got Bran and Theon holding out at Winterfell against the White Walkers. Over here you got multiple just different Star Wars mocks. I mean, there's so many I can't explain. There's a bookshelf here that shows like all these different scenes from the movies and TV shows from each movie. You've got the bridge from Return of the Jedi, Imperial Star Destroyer. Just so many scenes. You got like an Act 2 back there from The Last Jedi. I think that's a Cloud City over there. You got that modified TIE Fighter in the back with the yellow markings. I mean, there's so many different stuff. You got a Spider Mall over there. You got some TIE Fighters back there. There's the Rise of Skywalker trailer scene where Rey jumps over the Interceptor, the First Order Interceptor. You got an Endor back there. There's a Combing the Desert scene from Spaceballs. So, I mean, there's a bunch of Star Wars references, bunch of different Star Wars scenes. I can't go in depth with them all, but really just awesome stuff there. Awesome work, guys, over at the Charm City Lug display. This is the AV figures setup. You've got the Umbara Starfighter. You get the U-Wing. There's so many different figures here. I can't just go in depth with them all. I wish I could, but there you got both Star Wars and Marvel stuff. Over here is a bunch of clone troopers, just a massive collection of custom clone troopers and stuff like that. So that's going to do it. That's going to be the end of this tour. I know it was a really long one. If you guys made it to the end of this video, go ahead and do me a favor and pat yourself on the back. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially to this point. Again, I know this was really, really long, but I really appreciate your guys' support. It's just been awesome for the past few weeks. So yeah. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Brick Productions, signing off.